The Duggar family house was filled with laughter, the sound of dishes being put in motion, and animated conversation. The atmosphere was warm and inviting. Despite the normal liveliness, there was a feeling of expectation on the large wooden dining table as children played, siblings caught up, and the warmth of a close-knit family gathering was evident. Michelle Duggar and several of the younger children had laboriously prepared a variety of pies, freshly baked bread, and scrambled casseroles earlier that day. Janet Uger and Stephen Wisman stood hand in hand beside the fireplace, looking at each other slyly. They had the chance to finally reveal the secret they had been keeping tonight. The familiar flutter of nervousness was back in Janet's gut. JANA inhaled deeply. She had supported her siblings, held their babies, and rejoiced in the blessings of new life for years. It was her moment to make an announcement. Everyone's focus turned to her as she cleared her throat as the conversation subsided. She continued, "Hey friends, we thought today would be the perfect time to share a little secret that Stephen and I have been keeping to ourselves." In a steady but tearful voice. A murmur echoed across the throng as her family leaned in, interested. Jim, Michelle, and they exchanged glances as if they were aware of what was about to happen. But Bob and Jana said nothing, letting her finish before they addressed the family. She was shocked to hear that they were expecting a child, but Stephen comforted her by smiling and touching her hand. After a moment of silence, the gathering burst into jubilant revelry. Joanna squealed with delight and rushed to give Jana a hug. Jana backed away as she wailed, her eyes brimming with tears, her voice brimming with joy. "You're going to be a father," Jessa said, giving Stephen a little shove while beaming broadly. "What does it feel like?" Stephen's normally restrained manner showed a moment of sheer ecstasy as he shook his head and chuckled quietly, his voice displaying an excessive feeling of desire. Michelle Duggar's eyes glistened with pride and love as her hands shook a little as she gripped Jana's. "Oh, my darling, you're going to be an amazing mother," she murmured. "I just know it." With a knot in her throat, Jana said, "I learned from the best." Jim Bob, who was nearby, chuckled proudly as he offered Stephen a hard handshake and a fatherly hug, saying, "This is such a blessing. Both of you will be excellent parents." The family arranged the table for the feast as soon as they entered the dining room. Favorite family recipes, a mainstay of Duggar G's cozy get-togethers, were spread out on the wide oak table as the initial excitement subsided. The atmosphere was created by the aroma of freshly baked buns and apple pie with cinnamon. Jim Bob carried a glass of sparkling cider at the head of the table. The crowd applauded Janice Stephen and the soon-to-be newest little Duggar quietly as he spoke. "We can't wait to meet this invaluable gift." Then there was a round of applause, and laughing filled the air once again. As the party lasted well into the night, family members exchanged parenting advice, discussed baby names, and reminisced. Later that night, when most of the kids had gone to bed and the house had quieted down, Janice sat in a quiet corner of the living room with her hands resting lightly on her tummy and whispering something to Stephen. A gentle bulb provided a pleasant glow that lighted them. With love in his eyes, Stephen turned to face her, and I couldn't help but chuckle and grin. Every time I picture holding our kid for the first time, I am overcome with happiness. Our tiny bundle of joy already has names in the works. It seems unreal that this adventure has finally come to an end since it has been so meaningful. Nursery-related items and more, a handcrafted sign that stated, "Baby Wisman coming soon," was posted in the living room, and Stephen and Jana stood side by side after giving each other a kiss on the head. Jana nodded, but she said, "We're really doing this," more to herself than to him. The family got together for a last, priceless moment as the evening drew to a close. Jana was about to start the most amazing trip of her life. Parenting, after years of being a trustworthy family member, an eager aunt, and an inspirational sister. She could feel her dot and her family's love and support as she looked about at the people who were most important to her, and she knew her baby would also be adored. At her younger brother Jason's wedding earlier this month, Jana Duggar, the oldest daughter of reality TV stars Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, appeared utterly enamored with her husband Stephen Wisman. The renowned Duggar family's 12th child, Jason, married his fiancée, Maddie Grace, in a beautiful wedding in County Tennessee. In the latest pictures from the party, Jana, 34, was dressed to the nines and seemed even more enthralled than before as she posed with Steven. The lives of the 19 kids and counting siblings have been carefully watched by fans for years, with many wondering who will be the next to start or grow their family. The oldest daughter of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, JANA Duggar, was the subject of speculation and gossip since she stayed unmarried long into her 30s, which is unusual in a family where engagements, courtships, and pregnancies often occur quickly after one another. However, the much-anticipated news has finally come. JANA Duggar is expecting. Compared to her siblings, JANA's path has been distinct. As her younger sisters, Jill, Jinger, Johannah, Jessica, and even a few of her younger brothers, married and had kids, JANA stayed at home to help raise them and pursue her interests in home improvement, gardening, and missionary work. Her love life was often the subject of fan speculation, with several tales tying her to various suitors. However, nothing was ever verified until Stephen Wisman came along. For years, JANA and Stephen, a Nebraska businessman and pilot, had been connected. There were rumors of romance, even though they kept their connection secret. Many fans were happy when they eventually were married in a small, private ceremony, but they were also curious as to whether JANA would have kids in the future. The answers to those queries are now available. JANA and Stephen are expecting their first child. When the couple told their close friends and relatives about the news, Stephen Wisman was ecstatic. According to a person close to the couple, Stephen is thrilled that he and JANA are finally beginning a family together and has long desired to be a father. He has been very understanding and encouraging throughout JANA's experience. They are now live evidence of God's perfect timing, which he always assured her was true, the insider said. Stephen is already acting like a caring and protective spouse. He is taking care of JANA and making sure she gets enough sleep. He is eagerly awaiting the day when he will be able to embrace their child. Although JANA's pregnancy is a new experience, people who know her say she is accepting it with thankfulness and pleasure. Over the years, she has assisted in caring for her many nieces and nephews, but being pregnant herself has been an entirely new and bizarre experience. Insiders say that JANA's first trimester has been both exciting and challenging. According to a close acquaintance, she has experienced some morning sickness but is managing it well. JANA has been reading a lot about pregnancy and getting ready as much as she can since she is a naturally caring person. She has also been seeking guidance from her sisters, particularly Jill and Johannah. Jill, a licensed midwife, has been a tremendous help, giving advice on foods that increase energy and natural ways to treat sickness. Johannah, who just gave birth to another child, has reassured JANA about what lies ahead by sharing her experiences. The Duggars are naturally ecstatic to learn about JANA's pregnancy. According to reports, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have voiced their intense delight, realizing that this is the moment JANA has been waiting for and dreaming of. JANA has learned a lot from Michelle, who has given birth to 19 children herself. Michelle has been really supportive, a source said. She reminds JANA that it's acceptable to take things one day at a time and that every pregnancy is unique. In addition, Jinger and Jessa privately praised their sister while remembering their own feelings during their first pregnancy. While Jinger, a mother of 2 now, spoke about how she handled pregnancy while juggling her religion and personal interests, Jessa, a mother of 4, reminded JANA that it's crucial to accept help and take breaks when necessary. JANA's path has been distinct from that of several of her siblings, who became mothers at a far younger age. Instead of feeling compelled to adhere to the conventional Duggar timeframe, many admirers respect her patience and her capacity to wait for the ideal moment. According to a close acquaintance, she always wanted to be a mom, but she wanted it to be under the right circumstances. After years of giving to others, JANA is finally prepared to concentrate on her own little family. This infant is already very adored. JANA and Stephen are already getting ready for the birth of their child, even though the due date is still months away. JANA, who is well known for her passion for house renovations and decoration, has designed the nursery actively. According to a source, she's going for a nature-inspired theme, lots of greenery, soft neutrals, and a peaceful atmosphere. Their baby will have a lovely, comfortable space there. With a background in business and aviation, Stephen has also been making sure his house is prepared for their expanding family. The insider went on to say, he's been making repairs around the house and making sure everything is safe and ideal for their baby. One of the Duggars siblings who has always been more secretive, JANA mostly avoids social media. Many fans are curious whether she would open up and reveal more about her pregnancy experience, however, given the happy news. Some people think JANA would emulate Jinger and Jill, who both share their lives in a more self-reliant manner. Others speculate that she may keep things secret and concentrate on her family without drawing attention to herself. Fans and family members alike are becoming more and more excited as JANA and Steven are ready to birth their first child. Although JANA's path to motherhood has been distinct from her siblings, she has experienced an abundance of love and support along the way. She's radiant, a relative said. She is clearly content and at ease. We are really grateful for this baby and are eager for JANA and Steven to become parents.